everyone? My name is Cory and Lee. This is a What Drives You Driver Edition podcast, episode 2. Today I have with me our recurring co-host, Lee Paulson.
Yep.
And then we have Cory number 2, co-kid today. Cory, thanks for coming.
No problem.
So far today we already had you do a Hot Wing Trucker Challenge.
Yep.
How'd it go? How are you doing?
Doing better than Mark. I mean, Mark didn't finish his last week. I was kind of disappointed.
Now, you being part of the volunteer fire department, did you have them on call,
The wings?
ready to go to put out the fire? No?
No.
Okay.
We're in the wrong district anyways.
Okay.
Just have a hose hooked up,
Yeah.
just drill you in the mouth as soon as you come out.
I'm sure Mark would appreciate that one.
Yeah.
Just took his face off instead.
Right. So for everyone that doesn't know, so you guys worked on kind of the same fleets, doing some of the same stuff for a while.
Yep.
So Cory, right now you kind of work with our home daily fleet out of here. Can you just kind of tell us, like, what's your journey been like? How did you end up here at PTI, and then kind of what you do on a daily basis for us here?
So, I mean, I started out in the beverage industry. So I started out at Pepsi and then I went to Coke and then I came here and I got here and it was just pretty much good luck to find the job that actually fitted, because I know when I actually came and talked to you in person, because I was like, I don't know, I'll talk to crew, see if I can just come in and talk to you guys. All of a sudden came in and I'll be like, yeah, we just have this open position Tuesday through Saturday. That's what you want, right? I'm like, yeah. Okay, you're going out with whoever like 2 weeks. I'm like, perfect. So, I started on the warehouse at Pepsi, and then they asked, well, we're looking for drivers probably pretty soon. So, anyone wants to get a CDL, we'll help you. I'm like, perfect. It cost me $80 to get my CDL, and going from there. That was before all the restrictions, before you had to go to school and all that other stuff. So.
What do you find harder to do, the routes like that, or more what we do?
Well, when I was at Pepsi, it was Pepsi and Coke. It was a lot of physical work too. I mean, I did a lot of the bigger stores, so it was more pulling pallets and once in a while fill vending machines and stuff. So that wasn't too bad. I like the physical work. This is obviously a lot easier on you. And you gotta take it easy on food once in a while because you don't have the activities once did. So
Yeah, pretty much. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
So can you kind of walk everyone through kind of what you do in a day, what the kind of role is, and
So
what you kind of like about PTI, right? You could have picked quite a few jobs, right? Why'd you pick this one, and why have you been here so long?
Well, obviously the big thing was coming in and talking to you guys. That was big. But obviously the home daily, I like that. And what I do daily, I mean, I'm pretty much dedicated to the stand-up, and then from there, whenever there's other things that need to be done, I'll do it, whatever. I mean, just to keep myself busy, keep myself needed, I guess, too. I mean, I'd hate to be all of a sudden, well, we can't count on Cory, he doesn't want to do that stuff, so we'll go ask someone else, and then, well, I don't get the hours or something, and then somebody else does. I mean, I'd rather get the hours,
And that's the one nice thing with paper transport. They
there's always stuff to do.
yeah, there's always stuff. They're willing to do it. They'll find you
Oh,
something to do. Say you going home and not making nothing. You know.
Anytime we have them on, so it's kind of funny you're both sitting at the table, because we'd be like, if there's anything we need to ask someone to do that I'm a little nervous to ask somebody, I'd call you. One of you guys. You always say yes. I mean, that's a big deal. So I mean, something that is needed. So you guys really fill the gap for a lot of that stuff and save our customers. So I mean, thank you. So. One thing I think is awesome about you, Cory, and honestly why I asked you to come on the show is you're in the office a lot.
Yeah.
You stop in quite a bit. Why do you stop in?
Well, I also, another reason, I like to be in the know. I like to know what's going on. I mean, all of a sudden, like for Sustana, they like things a particular way, so I want to come in and talk to the people that deal with them. Say, hey, they're doing it, they want something like this now, and they'd be like, oh, I didn't know that. Because they don't hear about it. They hear about it from their office versus I hear from the warehouse or something directly. So I mean, that saved a lot of headaches down the road that I've seen. So
it's really nice that they actually listen to you and take your advice. Yeah. For the most part, for the most part, they do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or other companies is like, know your role, right?
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely will send a message. Hey, Sustainable wants it this way now. I want to send the rest of the drivers out so they all know that they want it this way, and then be like, yeah, sure. I mean, rather keep the customer happy. I mean, that's how we keep customers. So.
Speaking of the account, that's a lot of heavy hauling once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Any adjustment or anything did that kind of scare you at first? Or?
I guess when I first started, I was kind of like, well, what's that actually mean? But after doing it, I mean, obviously, pull a lot more weight. You want to.
So what is heavy haul? Can you kind of explain that?
Well, for most trucks, obviously we're permitted for 80,000. For heavy haul, we're putting up to 90,000. But the certain product that we're hauling, which is, I believe, for us, is a certain type of paper product that Sustain Up specifically does. I think scrap paper might be part of it as well. But yeah, so that 90,000, we normally, for them, it's right around 85,000 normally. So not too bad, but you can definitely feel the difference.
Yeah.
So
especially when it comes to braking, you gotta be
oh yeah,
more careful.
braking, and all of a sudden you go down the road, you feel a bump, you're like, that feels bigger than normal. So.
Now, Cory here is one of our excellent trainers for the Accelerate program. How much of a time do you work with, or do you give our Accelerate guys behind the wheel when they're with you, and you let them drive when it's heavy haul and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the job. I mean, who knows? They might have to do heavy haul too. I mean, I know I had Debbie and Amy, if you see prior videos, but I trained those two, and I mean, they feel in sustain us. So I mean, yeah,
you
gotta
got an
teach
excellent
them.
job with them.
Yeah, so I mean, everything else is pretty much the same. Backing, deal with the customers.
Because at the Accelerate program, I take them, I teach them the concept. The real training is actually when I throw them onto you guys, and you're out there. The biggest toughest is probably how do I tackle the setup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what else is kind of tough for them to understand? Because again, what makes them breaks them is you, the trainer, and that's where they really learn the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, for them, like just dealing with traffic. I mean, they're used to their car, getting able to just go in wherever, and like I gotta tell them, just relax. If you got cars going crazy, let them go crazy.
Yeah.
Just stay in your lane and go a little bit slower, whatever. I know I usually only set my cruise at 60. Obviously that helps with MPG, helps with just overall, and then helps me get my bonus. So.
Yeah, which is quite nice.
I know.
Fuel bonus here is really nice.
I make sure I just tell my students, I'm like, just take it easy. I'm like, there's no point of rushing to get hit or do something stupid. I mean, there's a few times all of a sudden going up the right lane or something like that, and all of a sudden, deer just ran out in front of me. I bet you if I was going faster, I probably would have hit that deer.
And one thing I always preach them here at the parking lot here that we train them in is your speed's not your friend, and either going forward or backwards. And I don't think they really realize that till they get out in the truck with you, and then I think it starts sinking in what I was preaching to them about that. So yeah.
It's funny talking about MPG. Mike Bramer was in here this morning, and he was talking to me. He's an owner operator for us, so he was just talking about it's his second year now doing it as an owner operator. And he realized that if he slowed down 3 miles an hour, he would save $10,000 a year on fuel.
Oh yeah.
So he was just doing the math for it. So it's just that's the little things that you guys do saves the company so much money when you slow down a little bit like that. Not to mention the most important part is that we're safer, right?
Yeah.
Statistically speaking, we're way safer the slower we go.
And over the
To a
years,
point.
you realize 2-3 miles is not going to make you or break you. You're
Yeah,
talking a couple minutes.
Yeah.
You only can go so far, so fast. Anyways,
So start a little bit earlier. I mean,
Yeah, you don't notice that time, right?
Yeah.
Going even like 70 to 65, right? You wouldn't notice a difference throughout the day. Even a 10-hour day, it's a couple minutes at the end of the day.
I remember going to Minnesota, and that's a 4.5-hour trip. And when time I left, and this owner operator I knew from another company left, he could go like 70, 75. I could go 65. And time, we both were going back to the account with our products, and of course he'd be there about 20 minutes early, but time he's sitting in line, I already caught up to him, so he really didn't save that much time at all, by
And you got a nice big check at the end of the
Oh
month.
yeah, I love that. I should say my wife liked that.
Yeah.
The boss.
Yeah, because I first started doing that 60 mile an hour thing because I'm like, oh, we're doing heavy haul, so I mean, obviously I'm not gonna get the bonus checks because I'm pulling more weight, so I'm not gonna get the MPD. So if I knock it down, maybe I'll at least get to where everyone else is. So that seems like it works. I'm pretty consistent on getting it. So
Yeah, and that's really good, especially when you're pulling heavy like that.
That's
That's tough to do, and you got those big mountains in Wittenberg to climb.
the hell mountain in Lindbergh.
But still, regardless, even low hills when you're pulling that
Oh, yeah.
heavy, it has a huge effect.
Well, yeah, I mean, people that go by Bondwell, go up that hill, you're like, I mean, I go 60. By the time I get up there, it's like maybe 40, 45 by the time I get to the top. So
Now, do you feel like a bad super trucker when you're going downhill with it and picking up that speed?
I want to make sure I'm going 45 at the top of the hill, and then I'll get to 60 at the bottom.
smart. Safety might listen to this. So, all right. So, Lee, you're one of our instructors now, but
Yep.
you also train even when we ask you to train on your days when you're not in here. Cory, you're a trainer. All right. What advice would you give to new drivers? I mean, I just went to a school. I was at 2 schools yesterday. They just get so nervous about the whole process and what am I going to get into? What's some kind of advice you'd give them, or to kind of put them at ease coming into this industry, and how you're able to help them with what you guys do here?
I mean, I think this, like you said, nervousness, just relax, ask questions. I mean, it's not a race, just slowly do things. I mean, you see guys out there, I mean, some guys might go in there fast. I mean, like me, I might back in slow. I mean, you pull that, whatever. I mean, pull that again, whatever. I mean, just do it safely and do it efficiently. I mean,
So really, I mean, you are a perfect example though of what our trainers are about, right? Is just being patient, being understanding that it's a new driver, and we work with them, right? Like, is there anything that really scares you when you're training? Anything you see?
winter. I know. I think it was my first trainee I had. I think it was a couple years ago now. I was coming back. We were coming back from Rothschild, and it was raining. It was right around maybe like 34 degrees or something.
Yeah, black ice.
Yep. So I was explaining to him, and it was also windy. So I'm like, okay, well, you're going down the road. All of a sudden, you feel like gust of wind. All of a sudden, you might feel like it breaks loose. I mean, you go and you don't want to overcorrect the wind. You just want to slowly curve back. So all of a sudden you feel it break loose. I mean, you definitely broke loose. So you got to be prepared for it. And not even 2 minutes later, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Luckily, he went to Fox Valley Tech, so he got the skid pad. So he knew exactly what to do, and he was explaining to me what he would do in that situation. And I'm like, perfect. And like I said, literally not even 2 minutes later, it happened. I'm like,
And those are good coaching moments to go through the process. One, stay off your brake, get off that gas pedal, don't hit the brake. So.
On the bright side, anyone coming to look for Accelerate, it's spring now, so we don't have to worry about winter for a while. That was a good time.
Yeah, I think the polar bears went back up north there, so we don't have to worry about those.
did he even make it
rolling
down
around.
this year?
Oh yeah, I got a picture.
Oh, did
Yeah.
Of course. All right, so we won't get into that.
Oh.
Well, this is the first year that the Fox River didn't freeze over, and usually I always, me and my daughter would go down there with a can of sardines and feed the penguins when they migrate down here before they migrate back up. So she was a little disappointed this year.
Man, he's gonna be busy with that. All right. All right, so last episode, episode 1, Lee told us a story about a flying fish while he was driving. We won't get into the details of that too much. You'll have to watch the episode.
Okay, I missed that.
But what kind of crazy or interesting story do you have that you experienced driving?
Well, one of the craziest things I've seen this happen this past winter. I don't know if people are familiar with Green Bay coming on from 29 by Mason, where 41 and all that merge. Car in front of me was in the far right lane, so if you're familiar with lane numbers, it'd be lane 5. So, so the car was in there. County just came through and plowed that pretty much shut, but he thought he could get through it, and I didn't notice it either. Really, all of a sudden he hit it. All of a sudden, swerved out, went all the way across 41. Somehow missed the median, saved it, somehow missed all the cars in the highway and kept going. I'm like, I guess, I mean, what do you do? I mean, you didn't hit anything. You just probably need to change your
It was
pants.
almost like-
I was just saying, pull over, change your pants. Probably on their phone, didn't even realize it happened. Little bump, put their phone down. And, oh.
Seen that on the Xbox lot, but not in real life, right?
I was not expecting. I mean, like I said, I'm like, oh, I mean, I see the snow, but I wasn't thinking it was gonna be that. Yeah, and I was literally maybe 1,000 feet behind him. So I mean, I seen that. I'm like, I wonder what would happen if I would have been at that speed.
Yeah,
So-
no kidding.
If he darted, but yeah, it was crazy. So,
Nice.
and I mean, it was mid-afternoon, so I mean, roads weren't empty; they were moving on pretty good. And somehow he missed everyone's.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
So last week we also asked, a couple of questions we'll ask everyone, right? Is what's your walkout music? And you actually said, because you come in the office so often, that safety actually plays you a walk-in music. What do they play?
So there's 2 songs we decided on. First one was the one that actually played to Jody, picked it out. It's called Cory's House. It's from the TV show Cory's House. So, and the first one I actually said was Hug a Turtle, if you ever heard that song. So if you want to get like Jody, she loves the song. Just play it for her, she'll love it. Yep.
So when I get in trouble and I do something
Yes.
wrong, I just play that
Just
song.
go get your
first
phone,
and
go
yells
up by Jody and just play it, and she'll just probably give you a big hug or tug you or something. So.
at me. All right, I'll do it.
But
Keep that one
if I were
in
to
your
pick mine, it'd probably be the theme song for Tokyo Drift. I don't know if you remember that song, but
No, I
No.
don't.
Oh.
Just sing a little bit for
no,
us.
I'm not gonna sing. I don't know if I could sing it.
Okay, we'll wrap it then.
No, I don't do that either. But otherwise, you remember the theme song for Trevor Hoffman when he came out?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, that
Hell's Bells, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Weren't you on ACDC last week?
Yeah, AC/DC, I think Hell's Bell or Thunderstruck or something like that.
Yeah. That was always cool.
Mm-hmm.
John Axford used to have a really cool one
Yeah.
too.
Oh, I don't remember his.
By the way, it is opening day, so it's,
I know.
Yeah.
I was gonna look at the score.
yeah, we'll have to get you out of here.
Oh,
It just started 10 minutes ago. So, all right. One thing, I was at a conference and they asked me this question, and for some reason I really liked it. It just really made me think about it and try to plan for this, right? But if you're off day, right, you get to pick a perfect day for Cory. Maybe include your family, maybe not. If not, make sure they don't watch this. But you get to pick a perfect day for how it goes for you. You get to plan the whole day out. What does it look like for you?
Well, I mean, first it'll start the night before, me like going to bed at like 8 o'clock, which would be amazing. Maybe getting up at like 8 o'clock the next morning, which would be even more amazing. Because I mean, I have an almost 4-year-old, so she's usually trying to go to bed at 9, and then usually at 2 o'clock she's down in our room. I don't know, watch Paw Patrol or something like that. But I mean, sleep would be nice. Yes, that'd be good. And then just being outside all day. I mean, that'd be perfect. Let the kids just play and just sit outside, relax. Don't have to worry about anything. I mean, obviously, if I could be on the golf course, that'd be what I'd love to do. But
Yeah.
that's expensive too.
Well, this is a perfect day. It doesn't
Oh, it's a perfect day.
go, yeah.
Well,
You can pick
okay,
the
I'll be
course
down
and
at Pebble
everything.
Beach.
Yes.
Okay,
There we go.
And then
Now we're
me and Tiger Woods would be playing 18. Yeah.
Tiger's who you picked to golf with?
Huh?
Tiger's who you picked to golf with?
I don't know.
I
Him
feel
and
like
Bubba
you'd just be
Watson.
so good, and then when you shank one like into the water every other 2 minutes, like you'd
Well,
be like,
I mean, Bubba Watson, he's kind of an interesting one.
yeah.
Otherwise, I'm trying to think of another one. Ricky Fowler is kind of a one. He doesn't seem takes it too serious, I don't think so.
Do you watch Full Swing on Netflix?
No, I heard about it. I haven't seen it.
It's really good. The second season has a lot of stuff about Ricky Fowler, and it's seems like a decent guy. So.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much just did golf because he was good at it. He liked doing other stuff. So.
I think it's funny you're back in the Paw Patrol phase because I went through that about 4 years ago myself, and I was also on the fire department. That's what I went to school for a while, and I know that's what you do too.
Mm-hmm.
It used to drive me nuts. Marshall, the fire patrol dog, he
dumb.
puts out these giant fires with a little backpack, and you're watching dogs fight crime and do all this stuff, and I always be like, where does all this water come from?
And then they make Marshall seem like he can't walk straight half the time. He's like fumbling over everything.
Yes, every time they go into the thing to get their
elevator,
vehicles, he fumbles over everyone. It's like, why is it gotta be the firefighter?
Yeah.
All right, so everything we're gonna finish this up, right? So what drives you podcast? So Cory, what drives you? What's your motivator for life?
Well, obviously, family drives me. I mean, I don't know if I'd be driving a truck if I didn't have a family. I mean, if I was just me, I'd probably find something else. I don't know. But I mean, obviously, PTI is pretty good about flexibility, when I can start so I can get down earlier and stuff like that. So that flexibility is huge for me. Like when I started, I was like, man, I would like to have that Tuesday through Saturday schedule. And also now I have a kid, I'm like, now I have a kid, now I kind of need something Monday through Friday now. Can we do something? Oh, yeah. At that time we could, it was not a big deal. So I mean, the flexibility that PTI has, I mean, and then obviously what drives me is, like I said, the family. Obviously, like we were talking about the fire department before, that drives me quite a bit. Sometimes I'm there too much. My wife's like, why aren't you at home cleaning or something? I'm like, well, I'm cleaning at the fire station instead. It's like, why? But
I kind of feel for her there.
well, I know.
It sounds like you have really a good passion for doing that volunteer stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I like when the fire department started, it was my grandpa that was on it, and then my dad was on it.
Oh,
So I'm like,
that's
well,
history.
yeah, I'm like, I'll try it. At the time, I wasn't really sure, but my dad's like, well, I live back in the area. I'll join. I'm like, well, you join, I'll join. He's like, okay, there we go. And then he quit a year later. I was like,
Well, as long as their last name's there, now he's
well,
happy.
yeah, I know. Probably, it's probably what it was. He's like, yeah, I'll get him in there. But
You
yeah,
can take my spot. Out the door he goes. Switch a date.
All right. Hey, if anyone's interested in jobs just like Cory's, go to driveforpti.com because we do have some openings available right out of Green Bay.